are live. Well, first things first, welcome back, Miguel.
Hi, yeah, thank you. Sorry about last week, guys. I came down with some food poisoning. Can you believe that? Some freaking betrayal. The utmost horrible treason you can ever commit.
Yeah, that
Food
is.
poisoning. But that's on me because I don't cook and I need to and I need to start because a I'm a grown man. I need to start being in the kitchen. Like I need to be there and start doing my stuff so I can avoid situations like this. Because believe it or not, folks, this is my third time getting it this year.
In
The most
the
I've ever gotten from one place, and I'm so sorry, Jack in the Box.
well, there's no need to be sorry.
I mean, it's just she hits differently when it's like 3 in the morning and you just got off a long shift and
It's the
it's the
only
only
thing
thing that's
open.
open. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't complain. But
Yeah.
yeah, sorry about my absence last week. I promise to be better. So I appreciate you guys and thank you, Adam, for holding up the fort.
You know
And
what? At the beginning, well, I got a question for you really quick. You said that's your third time having food, like within the collective 8 months that we've started, or within the last calendar year.
yeah, the 8 months.
Oh
The
my
first
goodness.
two are due to my previous job. If
Oof.
you guys remember which job it is, I'm not gonna name drop anymore because I don't want to. I don't want to
No
shade them.
shade. No shade here.
Yeah, but this other restaurant is actually a restaurant right next to where I work, the new job I work at, and I got something that I never get, and I should have. That should have been my first red flag. That's why I'm saying this is my fault. So
Yeah.
I did this to myself.
Yeah. Well, at least your old job had good fish and chips, so yeah, you know.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
craving some fish and chips. I've
Yeah,
been
same
watching a
here.
lot of BBC, which y'all y'all stay tuned Thursday. I'm gonna be talking about it. But
Hey, okay.
yeah,
Okay.
British television, man, they just get me.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. But
But
welcome back to the show, everybody. This is episode 132 of Our Real Addiction. We officially have TV Inquiry coming out tomorrow, and we got movie news, a new episode of Movie News Monday, coming out obviously on Monday. And then we're gonna check. Me and Gal are gonna check to see the calendar on a couple of reviews we may be doing. We'll see if we fit Blue Beetle in, but I don't know. Kind of being sent out to
I'm gonna be
die.
honest with you. I think I just want to watch that movie for fun because I
Hmm.
don't know if I can talk about it.
I hear you on that part. I hear you on that
You know
part.
what I'm saying? Especially at
Yeah.
like at the odds and at the mercy of just like I hope it does successful. I hope it in some capacity because I know there's representation involved and I enjoy that. But in where it lies within the DC extended universe, I just don't know
First
exactly
film.
how that will be.
Yeah. First film in James Gunn's is DC universe.
Oh, is that
So
part of these? I thought that was like
no, this
the
is this is James Gunn's first, like, this is the first film under James
so
Gunn's
he's like an
plan.
executive producer for it.
Executive producer. This is like the first one that
Oh,
is like under his plan that he's doing. It
okay.
was like 5 or 10 year plan that he announced.
That's
But
crazy.
obviously, if you haven't checked out all the good movies out lately, there's a lot out right now. There's
Yeah,
obviously
so
Mission
much.
Impossible, Sound of Freedom, Haunted Mansion, Barbenheimer. Ninja
Hmm.
Turtles just came out. You got Blue Beetle
Yeah.
coming out. So there's so much, so much.
Yeah.
Definitely check
Spend
it.
another 7 day, 7 days, 7 hours at the movie theater and go watch these movies. I know I would. I would probably
Definitely.
watch three movies back to back if the timing matched.
I hear you.
I would. And they all have to be about an hour 45, a top 2 hours, but nothing more.
Hmm.
Just so I'm not like physically exhausted.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know, because
definitely.
there's so much that you can consume, but I mean, there's also binging, so I feel like that's prepared me for that. But there's just so much. It's a different atmosphere once you're actually in a movie theater. Um,
For sure.
First of all, pants are involved, so
Yeah, definitely.
keep
Have
the
to.
pants at the movie theaters.
Yeah,
One
really.
last thing I want to add on there.
What's up?
It seems, and it's completely off topic, guys. So I'm sorry, but I just want to throw it in there because I feel like it's feel like it's something that we should acknowledge because it's funny.
What's up?
Adam was right about Lizzo.
Oh, okay. Let's give a round of applause there.
Girl, I just got a message for you. I've defended you. I've defended you. And now I go and hear about all this mistreatment that were speculations in for years, apparently. And now it's come to light. You gotta say something. You gotta say something. And you gotta do reparations too, because the things I've read about you and that tour, I don't know how I feel about it.
Not pretty.
I feel like it feels very facade, and that sucks.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, I mean, the whole disliking Lizzo has always been a gimmick. But now it's somewhat legit. I mean, it's definitely POS territory. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, there's really not much to dwell on it, but you know, obviously for her purpose of her reputation and career-wise, I hope it is false, and you know, but it's not looking like it is.
Yeah, it's not looking pretty.
It's not. So shame on her, and seek help, really.
Yeah. Also, one last thing on the subject of help. Unfortunately, to the industry, we lost a very young soul by the name of Angus Cloud, who you probably know as Fez in Euphoria. He was 25. Last week, he buried his father, and he was under a lot of mental health issues. So if you guys ever feel like you're in a position like that, please seek help. There are many, many resources that we will try to link you guys to as well on the links below. But if not to, just ask, talk to people, communicate. We live in a social digital world where it's easy to communicate now, and there are plenty of things. And I feel like we just lost a very young, talented soul, and I don't think anybody should ever go through that at all. So keep your spirits up. Not to dim the mood, but
no, yeah, it's definitely sad. You know, obviously him passing Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman, unfortunately.
him too.
You know, and it's just like in the case of with Angus Cloud, it's not obviously easy bearing a parent. Unfortunately, I think they had mentioned he was struggling with mental health issues prior to his dad passing. I feel like it's been talked about before. I could be wrong. But no, yeah, definitely sad. I mean, the Euphoria cast has all expressed their heartbreak over it, you know, just by posting so much just about him, you know, him being so lively, and unfortunately for him to go and unfortunately take his own life after such a traumatic event in his life, you know. It's just like, it's unfortunate. It's heartbreaking is really.
Yeah,
really
I feel for the family because I mean, a week ago it was the father and now the son, and just hearts go out to the Cloud family.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But without further ado, it's going to be a really
quote unquote short episode, but we always
short episode as we always aim for, which is usually a span of 45 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. We got outside of the box office, we got two topics. The quote unquote Mattel cinematic universe, and so really the new MCU.
I was just about damn it, you took it.
I'm sorry.
So I was gonna be like,
I'm sorry.
I was thinking about it as like, would it be the BCU because it's Barbie? It was like, oh wait, it's not Barbie, it's Mattel. And then I'm thinking, oh wait, it's the MCU. Wait a minute, we already have one of those.
New MCU.
The new MCU.
And Loki season 2. We got a trailer for it. So
yeah,
pretty exciting. Those are our two topics today. I'm just gonna run through box office, get this ball rolling. But coming in at number 5 is Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, which made $10.6 million. Its current box office is sitting at $449 million, 140 of that being domestic and 309 of that being international. Coming in at number 4 is The Sound of Freedom, which made $12.8 million over the weekend, bringing its grand total up to 151 of that being worldwide, all of that being domestic as it hasn't released international. Coming in at number 3 is Haunted Mansion, which is being considered a flop job at 35, excuse me, not 35. It made 24.1 million, bringing its grand total since then up to $35.6 million, 26 of that being domestic and 9 of that being international. And obviously in number 2,
second.
What's up?
No, sorry, continue. I'm curious about what second.
But it's Oppenheimer. So coming in at number 2 is Oppenheimer at $46.7 million, bringing the grand total up to $412 million, and with a international box office of 231 and 180 of it domestically. And it coming in at number 1 is Barbie with $93 million even, bringing its grand total up to $795 million. That's not updated because we have had word that it is past 800 million worldwide, but it's currently sitting at 366 domestic and 429 of that being international.
Let's go. Sorry.
For Barbie, in that case, it is. These numbers aren't updated to the full list, so because we've heard since then, Barbie has passed 800 million and is well on its way to $1 billion.
Did you call it?
No, I said 8. I think I said it would top out at 8, and I felt like that was pretty generous of me. But no, it's not.
I remember saying it was 600, but by the time I think it was like 5 days after its release, which was the following week, it was already like at 5, or like I think it was already by like 4 to 6 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Like it kept increasing. So that's really great news. Congratulations, Greta Gerwig and the entire cast and the entire production value crew for you guys, because that movie is amazing. I loved it.
I hate to say it, but they are going to push out a sequel, no questions asked.
There was speculation that there was a Ken spinoff, which would be okay, but the internet was divided because obviously in the marketing it's always that saying, and even in the movie there was, she's Barbie and he's just Ken. Mm-hmm. So people are like, what happened to just him being Ken? Personally, I really don't want them to do a sequel to Barbie. I don't think it I don't think, not that it deserves a sequel. I just don't see
where you
it
go
moving
from
past
here.
That. I mean, if they can, because sequels should ultimately be, can we tell a better story than the first?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
With obvious arcs for each individual character or new, and have them move from one trajectory to the next, right? That's exactly what sequels should do. Not for the money. And studios are going to be doing this for the money anyway, but this brings us obviously to one of our first topics of the episode. But still, I just feel like I'm really opposed to that.
Same here.
And going back to what you mentioned about Haunted Mansion, I feel like the movie's pretty great.
Have you seen it?
It sucks that I have. I think it's fantastic. I think I got this from a reviewer named Chris Stuckman. I gotta give you a shout out, man. I love you. I quote him by saying, this movie is kind of like a gateway to horror movies for kids, with better representations of like anxiety and grief, and channeling that into a ride. Because these are also the Haunted Mansion is produced by, I think, the same people that did Pirates of the Caribbean, and obviously Pirates of the Caribbean is a prime example of a story you can make out of a ride, and obviously this is the second incarnation of said Haunted Mansion. First one being back in 2003 with Eddie Murphy, which I really enjoyed. I liked that movie even growing up, and we've shared stories of the video game that we played on the PS2 that based off the ride, not the movie, but off the ride.
Yeah.
And seeing this, of course, like there's elements to it, and people liked it. I had a couple friends that reached out to me and were like, "What did you think of Haunted Mansion?" I was like, "Dude, it was a great time. Go in there expecting it to be obviously a PG-13 rated movie."
Yeah.
Because it is, you got to consider that sometimes some audiences aren't the intended audiences. But the Keith was fantastic as the lead, and I do encourage you guys to watch it. I think what affected the movie the most was its placement.
Oh
Of course,
yeah.
same thing with Mission Impossible. Great reviews on Mission Impossible, but the downward spiral after in the coming weeks, because of course Barbenheimer happened.
You're sent out to
And
die. Moving on to our next topic,
our first topic.
Sorry, yeah, well, after the box office, yeah, first topic. So there's a Variety article written by Elizabeth Wagmeister, and she says Mattel execs are on next Hollywood moves. Barney, Polly Pocket, and Barbie sequels. This is an exclusive. And this is what she wrote. After dominating the box office and breaking records with Barbie, Mattel has officially arrived in Hollywood. In 2018, after a tumultuous period of declining toy sales, Mattel brought a new CEO, businessman, oh gosh, I'm going to butcher this name, Will Ferrell. No, I'm totally kidding. His name's Jan, or the person's name is Jan Kreese. Excuse me if I mispronounce your name. Who had a vision to turn the Story Toy Company into an IP-driven machine, essentially creating a Mattel cinematic universe, aka the new MCU. Now, with this immense success of Barbie, the path is clear for Mattel to make whatever they want, and they already have a ton of projects in the works with A-list partners attached. With dozens of children's toys on their film slate, 14 Mattel properties are in active development, including Barney, Polly Pocket, Thomas and Friends, and American Girl. Interesting. And of course, the door is wide open for Barbie sequels.
Listen, the first part I explained why I don't want a sequel. Now, I feel like the Mattel executives didn't see the movie Barbie. I don't think they got the message that the Will Ferrell executives were doing in that movie. Like, it's not, I don't understand. I mean, I understand. I know it's money. I'm not dumb. Money is going to move the world around, and it's continued to do so since it's been invented. But listen, can you imagine though? Forget Polly Pocket. Can you imagine a Thomas and Friends like life hitting movie? How would that look like? And also, have you seen Thomas and Friends? Like any of the show that comes to mind?
Hold on. Before that, there's already a Thomas and Friends movie, Thomas and the Magic Railroad.
I didn't know that.
And Alec Baldwin is in it.
Did it come to theaters? Oh, then yes, I definitely won't watch it.
You know what? Here's the thing. Here's my thing. My mom is going to love me bringing this up on the podcast because she took me to see Anna Marie. Shout out to my mom. She took me to see that movie, and there was this evil train Diesel in that film, and he used to scare the hell out of me because obviously he was the bad guy. I still have that Thomas the Train set that she will not let me donate because how much it was at the time. She wants my son to play with this. She is.
I respect that. Oh my god,
it is so frustrating.
I respect that. Are you kidding me? You're gonna be like, you're just playing. You're being a Jesse, being like, I don't want to play with you anymore.
It served its purpose. Another kid can have it and play with it.
Listen.
And It's a pretty
This is
cool
something that can
train
be
set.
passed along for generations to
Oh
go.
my gosh! Don't feed into this.
I see the vision. I see the vision, especially if it cost my American dollars that much back then. Because believe it or not, I remember I never had a train set. I only ever had a train set if it was for the Christmas tree and it ran right. And like it was nice, but we had to immediately put it back in the box and like wrap it up and like be very careful about it because we have to use it for next year.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand, but no, when it came to other toys were expensive. I remember trying to get a set that was like $42 from the Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Curse, and it was the action figure set where it came with Jack Sparrow and like Will Turner, and they were fighting on that like water mill.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember it being like so like I want it, and they're like, "We're not spending $42 on your ass." No, you guys. Sorry, we had my mom and I had a rule when it came to like going to Walmart or Target. She said, "Any toy under $10, I'll buy it for you." I was like, "Done deal," and I would always come back with a toy, even if I didn't even like it. I just wanted to get one. So
Yeah,
I respect it. But can you imagine though a Thomas the Tank Engine like nightmare fuel movie? I would watch it.
it's okay. The Thomas and the Magic Railroad is a pretty solid movie, and now I kind of want to watch it.
They're gonna take their influences from the movie.
Yeah, I know, but it stars Alec Baldwin and it has Mara Wilson in it.
Wait, so is this voice acting?
No, it's live action.
It's
dude.
a live action.
It is live action.
So this has already been done before.
Matilda is in this film.
Oh, the actress.
Yeah, Mara Wilson.
Yeah, shout out to Matilda. The movie premiered like 27 years ago to the date yesterday, or on the 1st of August.
So yesterday. Yeah. But this film, I'm not going to lie, this film was pretty, like growing up, this film was dope. It was a pretty good film. I don't know, like, obviously it's rated, it's shitty scores on IMDb and even Rotten Tomatoes, but I love the hell out of this movie. And now we're ending the podcast a little early so I can go watch this. No, I'm just kidding.
It is a short episode. Plot twist.
No, but so Variety has not only a Thomas and Friends included. Mind you, the film is already Thomas and Friends because Thomas is in it, Percy's in it, Gordon's in it, Henry's in it. All the freaking trains are in it. They all have names.
I love that you know this.
I grew up with this,
I love that you know this. I know Thomas the Tank Engine
and that's
recently because of a little indie movie called Bullet Train.
Oh my goodness.
If they're going to make a movie with Thomas and Friends, I want him to be in the movie. But playing his character.
Who?
In Bullet Train.
Who?
Oh my God. I know his name.
Tangerine?
Tangerine. No, it's Lemon.
Oh, Lemon.
Was it Lemon?
I don't know. They're twins. The two up. They're brothers.
Yeah, I know they're twins. Damn it. Oh. Anyway, yeah, I want his character to be in the movie because that would be great. That would be really fun for the whole family, I believe.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Great. Point is, that movie was awesome growing up. I'm gonna be pissed at their I'll probably go see even this one. In all honesty, hell yeah, they're bringing my childhood back. But here's a list of other films that Mattel has in the works. So obviously we know about Polly Pocket.
Yeah, because it confirmed the girl from Emily in Paris, right? The woman. Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, so Lily Collins is going to be starring in it. We know that Daniel Kaluuya is going to be producing the new Barney film. But we also got Hot Wheels that we know is confirmed, produced by J.J. Abrams. Rock'em Sock'em Robots, which is going to be put out by Universal, and it's going to be starring Vin Diesel. We have the Magic 8 Ball, a film adaptation of the Magic 8 Ball, will probably be a PG-13 thriller.
This is for Barney, right?
No, that's for the Magic 8 Ball. So they're doing a film on the Magic 8 Ball, the one that you shake and it gives you a fortune. Masters of the Universe is making a return, and Major Matt Manson, which is a 1960s action figure that would live and work on the moon. Not only that, we have Uno
Dude,
film.
okay.
Yeah,
Pitch me your best Uno movie
it got
right
to be a
now,
horror film, right?
quickly. For Uno?
Yeah.
No, you know what I would do? I would do like an Ocean's 8 or Ocean's 11-esque type
Okay.
with like a little bit of Pulp Fiction and then sprinkle in some like Legally Blonde.
Okay.
That would be my Uno movie. That would be a little conglomerate of it. Like aesthetics from all the movies with plot points in there, but that would be my Uno movie because there's gotta it's Uno. Are you kidding me? Friendships end because of Uno.
Yeah.
It's like playing Mortal Kombat. Are you like the betrayal when there's a Uno reversal or when you get a +4? And then also maybe they'll finally explain the rules because everyone plays differently and we're all just in silent, like we're all the silent majority.
I think the joke is that there has to be different rules.
No,
Yeah, because
there's
that's like the best part about Uno
rules.
is that there are different rules. Because even in the Uno rule book, I think it says you can make up your own rules.
There's a rule book.
There is a rule book. There's a
Look,
rule book
I
for
want
everything.
them. Okay, okay. Clearly, in the beginning, now I was saying that I just don't want a Barbie sequel. That's where I'm going at.
No,
But
yeah, for
now
sure.
I'm
For
invested
sure.
to see exactly their. They better be good writing in these movies because obviously, look what Mattel is trying to do is obviously just copycat. Um, they should look at the counterpart, which was the DC Extended Universe, and be weary about how that could potentially fail. And also, too, are these universes going to be connected? Like
I would have to doubt so, which is why I'll disagree with you on the DCU part. Just because a lot of these films feel like they're gonna have to be one and done. Um,
then
which
good, like leave it like
yeah,
that. Yeah,
because then
because
it's just like get your bag and go, kind of.
right,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
which there's nothing wrong with that. Um,
There's nothing wrong with the bag unless it's like as long as it's like a Birkin, then
yeah.
good, go. You know, but also just I don't know. I
Here's the other issue is none of these films are going to make anywhere near as what Barbie is. The only film I think that has a chance, but I
it's
think
Barney.
still yeah, is Barney. Exactly. That's the only film, especially if it's going to be like an A24 type of surrealistic film. Yeah, that's the only film I give a chance. Let's be real. Nobody's going to be dragged out to the theaters to see Thomas and Friends, Polly Pocket, Rock and Sock and Robots. Rock and Sock and Robots, on the other hand, I do think will make a decent amount of money just because I feel like it's going to be a comedy, especially with Vin Diesel in there. And Hot Wheels, I think that will be pretty decent, but it's not going to go make
We
some,
have a Hot Wheels like serious take. It's called the Fast and the Furious.
there you go. There you go.
And if you really want to get more creative, watch Speed Racer. You know, the one with the Mill Hirsch. Like
Yeah.
you know, I agree with you. I think Barney will probably be the one that make money. I don't think this is a right move for Mattel. I mean, if they have the money and want to do it just for laughs, then go for it. There's nothing that I think obviously we can do to prevent it. If it's in the works, it's in the works. But they got to understand too that one, you have a writer's strike going on. Like that's your biggest barrier right now. And I don't see the end of that strike anytime soon. I think this is going to be going into obviously like winter. Hopefully less, maybe into fall. I don't know. But I mean a bunch of movies are being pushed back. Some shows are going to be having repercussions. I think they already announced which ones might be. I think Severance is one of them, which I heard through the grapevine, which sucks because the first season's great. Um it's that's their biggest thing. And once these studio heads figure out to have these writers and pay them what they're worth, then they can start negotiating these damn deals. But just because you hit lightning once, like you struck lightning, I mean, doesn't mean you might do it again. And it's that saying, it's just gonna either like it's gonna be a hit or miss, man.
Definitely. I think like with the situation of with the writer strike, like everything like that, like everything is already like game shows already have reruns. I've seen a couple episodes of The Price is Right, and they were on Christmas episodes last week in the middle of July.
Yeah.
So do with that what you will.
Yeah, they're
Um,
struggling out here. Like
yeah.
obviously,
Well, that's the thing. They're gonna continuously run these reruns and make any money off of that just because people are gonna constantly tune into The Price is Right or whatever they got on. But at some point, shows like General Hospital, The Young and Reckless, they're all gonna run out of what they have. To when it comes to just what they're showcasing. In terms of what Variety's doing, nothing.
sorry, I just scared the crap out of myself right
No
now.
worries.
But I totally hear you and I agree with you. You were saying about Variety?
Yeah, within the sake of like what Mattel's doing in this Variety article, nothing's coming close to Barbie. Maybe Barney. But the only thing I would counter argument to that is who knows Barney nowadays. That is more attracted to people who grew up with Barney. That's not gonna appeal to any kid when that film comes out, unless they do a revival prior to it.
A revival of Barney? I think I only see that happening if it's animated.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, they attempted Big Red Clifford the Big Red Dog, didn't work. That wasn't Mattel though. That
Yeah, I
didn't do
mean,
well.
I think we all understand, but clearly we know what these studio heads are thinking about, and it's to make money.
For sure.
What they really got to worry about is having that money that they already have and distributing it accordingly and properly to these people that make them that money. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't. It's simple math,
Yeah,
and
for
they're
sure.
failing. Um,
Yeah, the writer's strike and the actors guild going or SAG-AFTRA being on strike, with the residuals issue. We saw that somebody from a show or a film or a
we're talking
show.
about Arrow, the guy from Arrow.
No, 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 not Arrow. I'm not bringing up the Stephen amount. We can just ignore that.
Yeah, he's so
But
stupid.
the fact that I forgot what it was, but somebody received a check for a residual of $0.0.
Oh yeah, it was the
Um,
father that it was Liz McGuire's dad who
yeah,
played
like
the dad. The fact that they wrote out a check for $0 is the biggest insult ever.
yeah, like it
That's
costs more to
obviously
produce the check than it does to write the check.
yeah,
You
like
know?
they spent money making the check as opposed to, and sending it out more than the check was worth. If I had a I would be enraged.
Yeah.
I'd be so pissed, especially when like it's now on Disney Plus, the Liz McGuire show. Like, what is going on?
Mm-hmm.
You know, now they're streaming. They should be getting money. I remember, I think one of the girls from the Cheetah Girls was saying that she still gets residuals, luckily, from the Cheetah Girls movies,
Mm-hmm.
which is great because there was a revival of that. Not an actual revival, but like, resurfaced of, I think I'm saying that right, of the Cheetah Girls, right? Because it came back on streaming. But I that's just plain mean and rude and disrespectful.
Yeah, but it really is. I mean, and this isn't like it's been like a surprise that it's happening because like we've heard Ned, the guy who played Ned Declassified, talk out, and even Josh Peck, how they all when they were at the height of their careers at Nickelodeon, how they would say, hey, like we want to renegotiate a new contract, and then they would be like, no, we're good, like we'll simply recast you. Who
Yeah,
like
I remember.
anybody would
Yeah,
kill to be in your position.
yeah, that's super weird.
Yeah, it's just evil. It's evil stuff. Whether they're true or not, like that. That's unfortunate. Like, I hate to say it. That's just how the business is. You know.
Yeah, but that business hasn't benefited anybody.
Yeah.
That's why these
Other than
strikes keep
other than
going.
the people making who are the higher ups. And we talked about it. I think it was like Amy Pascal, where somebody was coming out and attacking her, and I think I even mentioned it. Like it's unfortunate that That's simply just the business. Like that's the whole point of these strikes is to get rid of the way the business is working. It's unfortunate, you know. Um, but I think Disney is rumored to apparently they're prepping to sell the company entirely, and Apple is the rumored buyer for Disney.
Oh my God. I think I heard about that as well. But isn't that just going to be like, at the end of the day, it's just, it's, I don't know. I think it's getting,
It's monopolizing.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I would find it so
Because
hard
now it's
to.
going to be just like one entity with sub pockets, but they
Yeah.
all are owned by the same people, right?
Oh yeah, but that's what Apple wants because they're pumping in billion. They're going to pump in $1 billion into getting their films into theaters. I
And
know we're
they're
kind of
making money.
sidetracking, in that sense. But I mean, speaking of Disney, they came out with with moving on to our next topic is the
Brand new
new
little trailer for,
new
yeah.
Loki trailer, which
I
looks
feel like almost everybody on the internet was
fantastic.
really hyped about this. I
It
feel like
was.
almost everyone agrees that Loki and WandaVision were the best MCU shows to come out of Disney.
Yes, for sure. I still something I don't know what it is about Falcon and the Winter Soldier holds a special place in my heart. Uh,
I need to rewatch that again because I feel like
it is.
I didn't
It
give it its
is.
proper flowers,
I.
especially when I like the vibe of that. I've been enjoying Secret Invasion. So, and that, but even then, Secret Invasion has more of, I think it's a little bit more captivating. I'm not sure why.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, thoughts on the trailer. What did you think?
Excitement, excitement, excitement. Um, there's a lot to unpack with the trailer. Um, it's really just the ramifications of what happened from season one, which is awesome to see. There's many mentions that he's taking over. And then I saw a lot of people talking about this trailer saying it's clear that Jonathan Majors isn't going anywhere, cleared of his charges. So I'm gonna say right move because going through a recast is always a pain
Right.
in
Also, too,
but
the season's shot and filmed and in post production, babes. Like, there's no going back.
yeah, for sure. And I think that's like the biggest thing is that like, you know, it's just like why not market the guy who is the main bad whether you're recasting him or not, you know? But we see Key Quan I butchers his name. Apologize. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to look it up now.
Tijuan, oh my God. Let's not get this wrong.
Ki Hai Kwan.
Pressure.
There we go. Ki Hai
I
Kwan.
was gonna say, I was thinking,
Um,
yeah.
we see his character. I'm gonna be honest. He looks young in this trailer. I
Oh
thought
man, is reverse aging, bro.
the makeup on him, I felt because I'm assuming they touched up his, kind of evened out his skin as they do with everybody in films and TV shows. I thought it looked really really good. In all honesty, I felt like it was just like yeah, like dang, like I feel like the face of the kid from Indiana Jones was really showing in this trailer. Like I just saw the kid from Indiana Jones. I didn't see that in everything all at once. But when I saw this, I was just like, yeah, like that's the kid from Indiana Jones. Like this is kind of nice to see, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what
Um,
you mean. Um, I mean, we obviously have a preface. We have a story developing here.
mhm.
They're looking for Sylvie, and
Which they do show us.
they do show us Sylvie. Yeah, we see. I think we see two incarnations of her. We see the actual Sylvie, and then like a version of her that hasn't really matured yet.
Hmm.
Because we see her like in some kind of what appears to kind of be like a knockoff McDonald's suit.
Yeah, it reminded
Maybe
me
Winter's
of
Mission.
Scoops Ahoy. She,
Yeah, kind of similar to that.
yeah,
I I like it. I mean, Owen Wilson, I love anytime he's on screen. Which one of the factors why I enjoyed Haunted Mansion. But he is back, and I really like him. And we also see new faces as well, and we also see Jonathan Majors. I remember reading an article right after the trailer dropped, and it was like, it was such a clickbait like article. It was like, oh, defamed actor shown in new Loki series, and it's like, dude, what? And I clicked on it, thinking it was somebody else, not Jonathan Majors. And then I was like, oh, it's Jonathan Majors. So I clicked right off. I was like, well, At least you got me. I was like, who are you talking about? But um, I like the trailer. I also like the poster. I think I like the poster is really fun. I
Very
also think,
chaotic.
yeah, there's different versions of him running around, and also he's having Loki has like the Spider-Man treatment. It's the
The like
multi,
realm tearing.
yeah. What is it
Yeah.
called again? Splinting,
I don't remember. But yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing.
phasing.
Gosh, I don't know. But I feel like that's the biggest like takeaway from the trailer is that he's doing that. Um, is he is like they doing that realm tear.
He's looking for answers. He's trying to recover the universe and put it back into its original state. Because right now things are all fragmented, or all obviously broke. Um, and I'm really excited for this season because I feel like they're going to do a deeper vibe on Jonathan Major's character
Yeah,
and where he is as Kang. We're also probably gonna just obviously I'm excited to see more Tom Hiddleston as Loki. I think he's fantastic in the role and he continues to push the boundaries of the character, and that's thanks to the writing as well. I'm excited for Sylvie's arc in this season because we had, I also like I get that there's a love interest going on, but I also want them to stray away from that. I
mm-hmm.
want them to push that boundary of them just being kind of being platonic, and then just being badasses together. There's a line where she's like, "We've been playing God," and Loki responds with saying, "You forget that we are like literally God of
Yeah.
mischief. What are you talking about?" You know, and I like that, and I feel like they're gonna explore more of that into this. So those are my thoughts on it so far. Obviously, catch the trailer if you haven't, and let us know in the comments about what you guys think of the trailer as well. But what are your thoughts, Adam?
I mean, well, I think like the biggest thing is like it feels like it's just picking up where it left off, which I do enjoy. I'm especially in like right now with the MCU. It's very very crucial that you tell your story, with like stepping on eggshells because everything is hit or miss. We're either loving it or we're hating it. And so this, I think they knew there would be some sort of like when they started writing season 2 of Loki and filming it, they knew they needed to deliver considering the state of the MCU. Obviously, season 1 delivered. WandaVision, like we said, for the most part has did deliver with the film or with its show. And everything else, with the exclusion of like No Way Home and Guardians 3, has been somewhat leaving us feeling a sense of underwhelming. Um, there's no clear main character anymore. We are missing our Iron Man, and we're missing our Tony Stark and our Steve Rogers. Nobody has been able to capture the, I guess, that gravitational pull towards them, if for lack of better term. We haven't really gravitated towards characters the way we have with those two. Obviously, you're rebuilding.
And if we have, they've done like a poor job of like
It's almost like,
elevating them in that sense. Because
yeah,
like we had so much hope for Wanda in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, all for her to kind of just end up there.
yeah, definitely.
That sucked.
I think also
I,
too, like you say, like they haven't done a really good job. Yeah, it's kind of hard to gravitate towards specific characters when you give us a taste of that character and then we don't see them for 5 years.
right.
Which is tough, or we don't see them for 2 to 3 years. Like when the first, we look at phase 1, all right? Phase 1, it was built on Iron Man. They introduced us to Iron Man and the Hulk. And sure, again, Hulk is a little different in the sense of like he got put on the back burner just because they couldn't do a film with him. But what happened? We saw Iron Man 2 years later after the second one in Avengers. But what did they do in between that time? They gave us 2 new characters, and those characters immediately went into the Avengers films. Then what happened after Avengers? They gave us Iron Man, and they gave us time to miss those characters and put out new stuff, new films. There has been no concrete plan, and I think that's just been the biggest issue with with the MCU. But I mean, overall, I
Absolutely.
hope there's a plan. I really hope we get an idea of what's going on. Um, they also need to start figuring it out too, in the sense of like we said, chances are the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars are both going to be delayed. With
Oh, for
this,
sure.
and it's just like they already got both films already got delayed once. Good chance they get delayed again. And the longer these strikes go on, the shorter, or the it does not help. So
Yeah,
I
they're not
mean,
sitting pretty right now, man. They're
no,
they're
anybody
they're
though.
they're sweating.
It's everybody. You know, I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
I'm super excited for Loki season 2. This is obviously in the area where it was completed way before these strikes even were happening, um, or even talked about. So, in the sense, I mean, that's always, like, that's kind of like the like a guilty pleasure, just because we're gonna be enjoying Loki probably while a lot of writers and actors are out of work. Um, but overall, I mean, season 2 of Loki, I'm excited for. Super, super excited.
I I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to the season. Like I will be tuned because I really did. I might even rewatch Loki just to, kind of because I love the magic of it. I think I loved. I also love the score. I love the characters that they included. The world that they built with Loki is phenomenal, and I think it's one of the better incarnations of the new phase 4 of Marvel, whatever. Um, but yeah, I also hope it just kind of stands alone. I obviously there's gonna be more of a deeper dive with King in this, hopefully, but in the sense where it's also remains Loki, and they don't so much fixate setting up the movie as opposed to just completing the season with a show and what it's intended to be. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I don't want there to be people that are going to watch these future Avengers movies once they release and have to see Loki to understand what's going on. You know? Um
It's hard at that point because now every time you go into uh an MCU project, there is a bit of an expectancy to know, like, to have done your homework. That's the only hard part, And I think like what I like to say here is, like, honestly, I feel like you can start more or less at Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame to kind of understand what's going on. Those aren't too, I mean, in the sense of, at least in my opinion, only because you have a general, like, the casual person is going to have a general idea now of who Iron Man is and who Captain America is. And I feel like if you wanted to really, really start somewhere, start into Infinity War and Endgame, and then start with even Wanda, and then immediately go to WandaVision. So it's just like, it's tough right now. Everybody, not just specifically Disney, but everybody's in a tough spot right now. Disney, on the other hand, has had every chance to prevent this from happening, and unfortunately, they didn't.
yeah,
So
unfortunately. But do you have anything else you'd like to add
I'm
about that?
good. I'm good. What about you?
No, brother. They Loki, can't wait for you, man. Can't wait to see you.
Same here.
But close us off.
Yeah. As always, guys, thank you guys for listening and watching. Do apologize for the video technical difficulties. So we'll be back with a video. But if you watched it or listened to us on YouTube, we appreciate it. If you're listening, you should check out the YouTube channel, because we have YouTube exclusives such as Movie News Monday, TV Inquiry on there, which are fantastic, fantastic shows. Yeah, yeah. Those are, like, basically semi-weekly, semi-monthly shows that we do. But if you already haven't, please share some love, share the love with us. Let us know what you like. If you didn't like anything, just give us a like anyways. But
And if you didn't like us, obviously there's no dislike button anymore, is
if
there?
if you didn't like us, that is clearly your problem. Not You are clearly the problem, not us. So there's a little bit of gaslighting for you there today, if you haven't had any in your life. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it. As always, I'm Adam, And I think I lost Miguel. But this is going to do it for episode 132 of our Real Addiction. Sick Harvest Magna.